There's one of our best hangouts in town. In 1961, comedian Rosemarie visited Cleveland and discovered what she termed a very
funny guy.
Funny, and sitting in the corner.
Right.
And she arranged an audition for him with the, what show was it?
I think it was Steve Allen's show, if I'm not mistaken.
And the rest, as they say, is show business history.
Is almost show business.
Well, after that, he became a regular with Steve Allen, and there was the McHale's Navy show, and also the Carol Burnett Show, and then the one with the original title, the Tim Conway Show.
Right.
And here he is, Mr. Tim Conway himself. Thank you. Round of applause from the studio audience.
Please, we really have a long show, please. Really.
They get real nervous.
Really, yeah, I know.
The crew around is very afraid to do anything. They think everything is a Freeman Reports, which it isn't. But anyway, it's nice to see you.
It's nice to be seen, Bill. It really is. Which is true, really, in reality. Yes.
The Tim Conway Show was a very funny show. What happened to it?
Well, I have no idea. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but they tell me that it's good. Yeah, I only have to do them. I don't have to watch them. That's the important thing in this business. No, it is. It's kind of a change. It's kind of a new approach. It's. You can take out some of those "its" if you want to later, but for the most part, we leave them right in there. I suppose.
14 words.
It's me in a different light, as they say in the business.
But now you've got a new show out.
Yeah.
Okay, which is...
Oh, you were talking about that show. I thought this present one was off already.
Oh,
I thought
Oh, no.
Whoa, I thought it was canceled and didn't even know it. Oh, that's great. Oh, then I'm still on.
Yeah.
Boy, because a lot of times they don't, Kyle just come in and say, don't do this anymore, and I'm through. But this is, I'd never gotten it from a guest host before, where the guy says you're canceled. That's great. Now, am I moving too much?
No, you're good. Ace Crawford, Private Eye, is the new show, the Disney show.
Right. No, not Disney. But a Disney show follows us. But so you were within range. I mean, it's not a fault of yours.
The Disney show is after Ace Crawford, Private Eye. No, I didn't know. Now, you did a movie a couple years ago called Private Eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Is this by any chance a spin-off of that?
Absolutely nothing to do with that. No, I played a detective in that movie, but it had very little to do with the show, although it's like Disney following us. It was very close because I was a detective in that show too.
So I take it that this is like your first dramatic role?
It isn't. Have you seen the show? Because no, I'm not questioning you, but a lot of people do think it is dramatic. It's a comedy, really. We intended it to be a comedy, but many people are finding it a very serious show.
Why?
No,
they're not.
No, it's a comedy. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't do anything serious, or would you?
Not yet. No. I have. Outside of the one porno movie, I don't recall ever really doing anything with any serious overtones to it.
This is so the character you play is Ace Crawford.
Right.
What is he like?
He's kind of everything's falling down around it, but he doesn't know that, and he just proceeds right straight ahead and solves the case within every film. See, we decided not to do what we call a family-oriented, three-camera situation where you have a wife and two kids, one is blue and one is green, and they're having a lot of problems in school. We decided not to do that. So this show, the guy just comes out of the fog at the beginning of the show. There's a crime presented, he solves the case and goes back into the fog and into the ocean. So each one is kind of individually, you see, it's like a little individual picture. You wouldn't have to see last week's in order to know what's going on this week.
Okay. That's squares all that away.
Yeah, that kind of gets a lot of that out of the way then, doesn't it?
Now, do you want to be back? Apparently, you want to be back to the half-hour-a-week grind.
I just want to get a paycheck, Bill. That's the important part. Yeah, we're just
13
those are tough
15
times.
weeks.
Yeah, I think, and this is film too. This is a little different. This is like what McHale's Navy was. So it kind of is a gang comedy type thing, which is a little bit better than. See, I said that variety was here to stay, and as I proved, it was not here, nor did it stay.
With the Tim Conway show.
Yeah, right. Several Tim Conway shows, yeah. I had, as a matter of fact, 3 of them. I was the only one in the room when we were naming the show, so I came up with that.
You had the vote.
Yeah. It was 1-0 on most of those shows.
You did the last Tim Conway show that I remember that I loved so well, the Tim, the big letters that you walked out of every week. You had a sketch on there where you took people out of the audience and put them into situations. Which was brilliant, funny stuff. Because I mean, you used real people in it.
Yes, I don't know how brilliant it was. It took a lot of time up, though. That was good. A lot of times we were long. No, that's true. You know, people think that they can do this until you actually, and those people were never interviewed or anything. I mean, we would just pick people out of the audience and they would come up and do these silly sketches, and we would have it all written out for them. Some of them couldn't read the cards. Some of them, when you asked them to perform,
was somebody's watch.
Somebody's watch. I'm sorry.
That means it's right on the hour.
Yeah.
What hour we don't know.
A lot of guys take shots at me from an audience like this, you know, and I kind of like make sure that hear that bolt going back. So we would actually take people out of the audience and let them do these things. And it's hysterical to watch people trying to perform then. Then they really get into it.
And then they really know what it's like.
Then they really know what show business is all about. Yeah.
Now the films you've done, Private Eyes, which you did in Asheville, North Carolina.
You were there.
I was there.
Right, yeah.
I was there.
See how they laugh.
I was there the day the Rolls-Royce wrecked into the lake.
Yes, that was almost a tragedy, too, because the stuntman couldn't get out, yeah.
Yeah, the thing went in the wrong way.
Went in the wrong way, went upside down in the mud, and he was in there for some time. Yes, that was a scary moment, wasn't it?
We have it all on tape.
That's right, you were there filming it. Yes.
And I remember, you know what was so crazy is that film, The Stuntman, was released about a month later. And that was the plot of the movie The Stuntman with a car in it. And I thought, geez, I just saw that actually happen.
Right. Yeah, and another stuntman dove in and got him out.
The Private Eyes was a film you did with Don Knotts, which for a while you guys were kind of be teamed up as a new comedy team.
Well, we still kind of are. We're still talking. We missed last summer. We tried to do like a picture a year. Hopefully we'd set out to do that. And last summer, because Don was busy with Three's Company and I had the newsstand, I didn't have the time, you know, really to do anything there. But we're trying to put it together this year or sometime soon. I love Don. I really do. I think he's probably one of the most talented guys around today. I've often said that if I've stolen from anybody, I've probably stolen from Don Knotts. He really is. Really? Yeah, honestly. He's what Laurel and Hardy are to the business. Don left. Well, he's not gone, is he? I mean, I'm not still talking about him like he's not around anymore. Don is still here, obviously, but he gives us Don Knotts. No matter what Don does, it's still that character. Nobody will ever top Barney Fife, the character he played with Andy Griffith, and he has just left a trail of comedy behind him, much in the respect that Laurel and Hardy or Chaplin did, I think.
You got 5 Emmys, I think, for Barney Fife. Yeah.
We used to be against each other when McHale's Navy and Andy Griffith Show was running. He and I would always be in the same category, supporting performer, and he won it 3 years. So if I had won it the 4th year, I would actually have had to thank Aunt B and Opie, because he did that every year. I didn't want to mess up that trend.
McHale's Navy was just on the Dick Clark bloopers show.
Oh, really?
Did you see it?
No.
It's not if you said, oh, really?
I did, too. We were singing. I'm sorry, I did. That's right. Yeah, I don't remember that day, but...
what was the song?
It was recorded on film.
Mau Mau.
Papa Mau Mau, yeah.
Everybody just got into it that day.
One of my favorite tunes, too. It's
big...
Papa Mau Mau, Papa Mau Mau, Papa Mau Mau.
That's why everybody knew the words. That's probably the reason.
It's kind of like Bowling Green State University's fight song, Isaac-y Zumba.
I've never heard that song.
Well, it goes Isaac-y Zumba, 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 Isaac-y Zumba, Zumba, Zay, Isaac-y Zumba, 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 Isaac-y Zumba, Zumba, Zay. Roll along, you BG Warriors. They put that in there so that you...
That's a great... When was the last time they won a game?
They won very few with that tune.
I would think so. Yes. Everybody remembers you and loves you still from the Carol Burnett Show.
There's no question about it. I was asking these people, we know you, we love you from the Carol Burnett Show. Yeah. I know myself and love myself from that show. I really do. It's strange, but when I'm driving home, I'll put my arm around myself and go, crazy, wild, zany guy. That was my favorite show. That really was. Because Carol and Joe allowed me to do anything that I thought was moderately funny. And so a lot of those characters were invented as we taped, because a lot of them I never did until we actually were taping. The Old Man, for instance, I never did that Old Man until we were actually taping. It was a 7-minute sketch that went 23 minutes because I was messing around, walking very slowly. Yes. And I thought they were going to stop it at any time, but they didn't, and then that character just kept doing things.
Just kept coming back.
The Tudball character was
Tudball was the guy in the
who talked with a voice like that, who really I don't know whether it was Swedish or what it was. It didn't seem to have any particular origin, although it was kind of a voice that I used one night when an actual policeman had pulled me over for driving without taillights. The wrong way on the freeway,
That's
of course,
really
yes, but
right.
that was incidental to it. And I started talking like this, and I talked to him for a long time, like this, and didn't say anything. I just talked to him and told him about the wonderful uniform he had and how marvelous it did. Looked it to me and just a gleaming motorcycle that was so nice. And I talked to him for a long time, and of course I wasn't saying any, and at the end he said, don't go so fast anymore. So, and that's...
He said it in that voice?
Yes, it did. Almost on his native tongue. But it's one of those voices where it doesn't say anything, and then at the end you go, what did he say? It just keeps talking.
Did he give you a ticket?
No.
He just gave up?
Yeah, he just gave up. Said,
You were in Hawaii recently with the gang from the Carol Burnett Show.
we were? Yes, we were. Yes, we were. Well, you see, Carol, yeah.
I hope so.
No, well, it would have been misinformation, but that was correct information. Yes, Carol has a condominium, and Joe have a condominium, see, and it's the two places up on top, and then one down here on the side, and then I have this place over here. So they're eventually going to, they're trying to squeeze me out of there, but I'm hanging on. Trying to make those monthly payments now. It's quite a nut,
But the whole gang lives over there, don't they? More or less. Vicki Lawrence.
Vicki Lawrence lives across, like, the road, yeah, and Harvey comes over once in a while, selling coconuts. So we're pretty much, we see quite a bit of each other. I see a lot of Carol and Joe. We're stuck pretty close together. And I saw Harvey last night.
Will any of the old gang be on the new show, do you think?
But I'd probably not, because it isn't that kind of show. It isn't a guest-type show,
It's a sitcom.
Sitcom, yeah.
This is the first sitcom you've done since
the very successful Rango, which you probably remember.
Rango, you were in Rango?
Yeah.
Was that a Western you were in?
That was a Western, yeah. We found that people don't like other people to make fun of the West. It took me 13 weeks to find that out, but found that out. Then I did the Tim Conway show, which was not a variety show. That was like an airplane show. We did funny Joe Flynn and I had a funny airlines. We found out that people didn't think that making fun of airlines.
Well, see, I missed that show.
Really, did you? Yeah, well, a lot of people
admit
did. Yeah, that was another 13-weeker. Yeah.
But the Tim show that we talked about.
That went a long time. That went 33 weeks.
Yeah.
But it went from an hour show to a half-hour show. And if they had cut it one more time, we'd have been a news break. But they said, just get out of here.
Did you hate to see variety fade from TV?
I don't think I think it just isn't around. I think it's lurking. But it's tough to put together. If you look back at Sid Caesar's group with Emma Jean Coca and Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks, and then the Gleason group, and then the Burnett group, it's tough to get, you might be able to get a star, but it's tough to get the support around the star. And it's tough to find people who do that nowadays. I don't know if you start to name people that you would like to put together in a show, it would first of all be tough to get them all together, but I don't know who you would field, to support a variety show now. Mm-hmm. True comedy variety like the Burnett Show was.
Mm-hmm. Well, we wish you a lot of luck with the show you got coming up. We hope to see that run for a long time.
Okay.
And we're going to come back and talk with you more, if you can stay.
Fine. I detected a note of rejection there. I thought
No.
Dude,
I just wanted to see how paranoid you are.
Oh, that's great. Boy, that was close. I thought we were really,
We'll be right back.
Are the checks in or anything?
Check.